Hey there, A's fans. Welcome to our next edition of A's Player Preview and Prediction as we talk about one of your favorite A's player as we end up one day closer with each of these episodes all the way up until A's opening day, which is set for first pitch on Friday, March 27th, as the A's will be up in Toronto, Ontario, taking on the defending American League champion Toronto Blue Jays. That will be an exciting matchup to kick off the 2026 campaign, and we can't wait to share our thoughts with all of you, the lovely audience. But we still have a few days until all of that, but we are excited to be oh so close to watching it when it counts. We head today to the A's bullpen as we talk about the 2026 outlook for left-handed pitcher and potential closer Hogan Harris. Harris is a native of Lafayette, Louisiana, who is entering his age 29 season. He does have 3 years of MLB experience. To get to know Harris's journey just a little bit, in his early days, he attended St. Thomas More Catholic High School in Lafayette, Louisiana. In 2015, during his senior year, he went 6-1 with a 0.67 ERA, earning all-state honors. Undrafted in the 2015 MLB draft, he enrolled at University of Louisiana at Lafayette, where he played college baseball. In 2016, Harris's freshman year at the college, he appeared in 16 games in which he went 2-0 with a 3.90 ERA. That summer, he played collegiate summer baseball with the Wareham Gatemen of the Cape Cod Baseball League. As a sophomore in 2017, he compiled a record of 5-2 with a 2.66 ERA over 13 games, with 12 of those being starts, striking out 87 batters over 67 2/3 innings. He returned to the Cape Cod League after the season's end and played this time for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. In 2018, Harris's junior season, he missed the first 6 weeks of the season due to an oblique injury, but eventually returned and went 5-2 with a 2.62 ERA over 12 games, making 11 starts. Following his junior season, Harris was selected by the Oakland Athletics in the third round of the 2018 Major League Baseball draft and signed. He made his professional debut in 2019 with the Vermont Lake Monsters of the Low-A New York Penn League before being promoted to the Stockton Ports of the High-A California League in July. On November 15, 2022, the Athletics selected Harris's contract and added him to the 40-man roster to protect him from the Rule 5 draft. Harris was optioned to AAA Las Vegas to begin the 2023 season. On April 14, 2023, Harris was recalled and promoted to the Major Leagues for the first time. After initially appearing in 3 games as a reliever, Harris made his first career MLB start against Pittsburgh on June 7th. Pitching 5 innings, Harris earned the win after giving up 3 earned runs. In 14 games, with 6 of those being starts for Oakland, he registered a 3-6 record and a 7.14 ERA with 56 strikeouts across 63 innings of work. Harris also appeared in 15 games for AAA Las Vegas and pitched to a 6.47 ERA over 57 innings. Harris was optioned to AAA Las Vegas to begin the 2024 season. He made 13 starts for Las Vegas during the season, going 3-4 with a 6.35 ERA. He also appeared in 21 games, 9 of those being starts, for the A's, with whom he went 4-4 with a 2.86 ERA over 72 1/3 innings pitched. To open the 2025 season, Harris was optioned to Las Vegas. After a nearly perfect spring training, Harris began the year as one of only 2 left-handers in manager Mark Kotze's bullpen, along with TJ McFarland. He didn't stick around for long as he was quickly optioned to AAA after just a few games with the big league team. He spent most of April down with the Aviators and soon found himself called back up before the end of the month. The lefty showed his ability to provide length for Kotze, pitching 2+ innings in 4 of his first 6 games since returning. Over the course of the next couple months, Harris would go through some inconsistencies as he adapted to his new permanent role. He even found himself optioned again late in the summer as he spent a couple of weeks back with the Aviators at the end of July, early August. At that point, he was sporting a 4.35 ERA. The trade of former All-Star closer Mason Miller opened up a spot at the back end of the bullpen for the final 2 months of the season, and the A's decided to get a look at all of their guys in that spot, including Harris. Across August and September, the A's cycled through different arms for save opportunities, but Harris seemed to take his game to another level thanks to his wicked fastball-curveball combo that played up in the pen. After the trade deadline, Harris got into 18 more games for the A's the rest of the season and was arguably their best relief pitcher during that stretch. He didn't allow a single run to cross home plate in August, and that was across 10 appearances, pitching 8 innings, while collecting his first 2 career saves. He followed that up with another strong month to close the season out, posting a 2.03 ERA in the final stretch of the regular season. The left-hander finished his first full season as a reliever with a 3.20 ERA across 64 and 2/3 innings of work. Not too shabby for the former starter, without a doubt. He made 48 relief appearances for the A's in those 64 and 2/3 innings of work. Harris, with this upcoming season, looks like he could be primed to take a big step this season after going through some consistency struggles in his first season as a reliever. The 29-year-old looked like he settled in by the end of the year and is currently the top left-handed option for Kate if the season were to start today. He could even get some looks in the closer's role if none of the other options lay claim to that role, though keeping him available as a late-game left-hander could be more valuable to an A's team looking to make some noise. On the 2025 campaign, his fastball averaged 93.5 miles per hour. Harris works with a 6-pitch mix, a 4-seam fastball, curveball, changeup, sweeper, cutter, and slider. So Harris is a very intriguing arm for the A's in that bullpen as they look to form their identity in 2026. We really saw them come together as a collective at the second half of the 2025 season, collectively pitching to the league's second-best bullpen ERA, just behind Cleveland. That really speaks to the competitive nature of the guys that all stepped up in various roles after the trade deadline came and went, where the A's were no longer able to call on the services of Mason Miller to close out their ball games and nail down saves. So they were really in a search, going through cycles of arm after arm to see the guys that can handle that situation and who can thrive in it. And many guys did step up in that role and did a solid job over those final 2 months. But to me, it was really Hogan Harris that led the charge in that area. It seemed like that fastball curveball combo, like we talked about a few moments ago, really seemed to heighten in that high leverage situation. It seemed like Harris's adrenaline really takes over and is someone that showed he can absolutely handle the rigors of that closer role. And it seemed like that he would even put himself sometimes into precarious situations where perhaps there were runners on second and third and less than 2 outs, and he would just get even nastier and dig it out and give the team an opportunity to win the ball game. I feel like Harris is built for the moment, and I feel like we're finally in the situation while he was groomed to be a starter most of his professional career. I think now at this stage in his MLB career, Harris has a new role that I feel he can absolutely thrive in and have an extending a major league career and have some more consistency. I feel like the bullpen role is truly suited for his 1-2 pitch combo. I know he works with a 6-pitch mix, but it seems like that fastball curveball is his bread and butter and is really going to help the A's get a lot of outs at the back end of games. So whether he ends up as the closer or as the top left-handed option at the back end of games, Harris is going to be involved in a lot of meaningful A's innings and a lot of A's meaningful games, hopefully throughout the season, and especially hopefully in September as the A's are potentially looking to secure a postseason spot. But I feel like Harris is certainly going to get he's going to get a fair share of looks at the closer role, but don't be surprised if the A's roll with a closer by committee sort of plan this year once again, where Harris will get more of the lefty lane and perhaps someone like an Alvarado will get the righty lane. Time will tell there. But according to Fangraphs, they project Hogan Harris's 2026 as follows. They expect him to pitch in 66 games, pitching to a 3-3 record with a 4.18 ERA, 66 innings, 31 walks, 64 strikeouts, a 1.38 whip, and 10 saves. So for Harris's over-under prediction for his stat line, we're going to take a look at the saves. They project him for 10, and I think that's a really good number because of the reasons that we mentioned, that there is the potential that the A's aren't going to name a bona fide closer out of spring training. They may want to continue to play the matchups, go with the hot hand, things of that nature. They may, like I mentioned, want to save Harris for the lefty lane and vice versa. Whoever the righty option for the back end of the games ends up being, they may want to hand the ball to him. I think it just all depends on we don't know their 100% their mindset of what they're thinking, But based on the performances last year, I think Harris is going to get a lot of opportunities to close, especially early. We'll see. Time will tell there. But because of those reasons, there is no clear-cut plan if Harris will be named the opening day closer and to have an opportunity to retain that role throughout the year, just because there are so many options that the A's are looking at, and I feel they still want to get their long-term answer at that position. They may not even name it until later in the season, perhaps in the back half. So for that reason, I think the save opportunities may get spread out a bit. And I think because of how valuable he is, you may be seeing him in that ninth inning, but you also may see Harris in a tough situation in the 6th, 7th inning with an opponent's tough lefty lane coming up. So I think because of that versatility, we're going to take the slight under. We're going to say Harris is going to have 8 saves. But again, won't be surprised if we're wrong here, because based on how Harris closed out games in the second half of last season, he seemed like to be the most dominant and most consistent. So won't be surprised if they go in that direction. We're just not sure at the time of recording because of the versatile options the A's have in their bullpen to fulfill this role. We think the save opportunities may get spread out, spread the wealth there. So that's why we're going to take the slight under. Hope you enjoyed with that, bringing us to the conclusion of another edition of A's Player Preview and Prediction. Today we talked about the 2026 outlook for left-handed pitcher Hogan Harris. Hope you enjoyed. And A's fans, if you want to continue the conversation, check us out on our social media platforms, on Instagram at A's Day Baseball Podcast, on X, formerly known as Twitter, at A's Day Baseball. And be sure to check out our YouTube channel for our A's player interviews, but also video editions of our podcast episodes, as well as A's baseball content creations and so much more that has been posted and will continue to be created for you, the lovely audience. And be sure to become an official fan and official subscriber of A's Day on our Patreon site, patreon.com/A's Day. For just $2 a month, you'll be entered to win monthly A's Day t-shirts, A's autographed memorabilia, future A's game tickets, and so much more as we are able to grow this platform collaboratively. That's all we have for you today. Hope you enjoyed another edition of A's Player Preview and Prediction. Join us next time as we head back to the position player group. We head to the infield as we talk about the 2026 outlook for Jeff McNeil. Until next time, Holy Toledo, let's go A's.